So this is word sums. Now we're going to go through like 3 examples, and ideally, like, I'd like you to pause the video and try it yourself first before I explain it. And then basically, like, what this lesson is also going to focus on is like how we use algebra and equations as a tool to solve like these practical scenarios or word sums. So the first one is this. It says the sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is equal to 42. Determine the 3 numbers. Okay, so if we want to incorporate like algebra, we always make something x and then work around that. So if I decide, okay, I'm gonna like make the first value x, okay, then what I know is if they are consecutive, they follow on each other. So it would be numbers like 4, 5, 6. But these are even numbers. So if it was just consecutive numbers, the next number would be, in terms of x, it would be x plus 1. And the next one would be x plus 2. But now it's only even numbers. So if we have 2, 4, 6, if x is 2, the next one's 4, then we have to plus 2 to get to the next consecutive even number. So the next number would be like x plus 2, and the next number x plus 4, and so on. But we only need like the first 3 consecutive even numbers. Now, the other thing they told us about the relationship between these 3 numbers is that the sum of these 3 numbers is equal to 42. So meaning we have to add these 3 numbers, and it should give us 42. And there we have set up a very simple equation to solve for x. So if we add all the like terms, we've got 3x on this side and take the constants to the other side. Minus 2 minus 4. 3x equals to 36. And then x equals to 12. Now, don't just go back to the question, what did they ask? I said determine the 3 numbers. So don't stop there. The 3 numbers would be x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. So it would be 12, 14, and 16. Okay, done. Okay, this one. A father is 16 years older than his son. 6 years ago, he was 3 times as old as his son. Find both their ages now. Okay, so this is kind of like maybe daunting, but when we organize all the information and make something x, and then it becomes quite doable. So if we try and organize everything that's given, so we have the father and we've got the son. Now he's 16 years older than his son, all right, and then we have the ages now and 6 years ago. So now and 6 years ago. Okay, so his son now. Let's make the son's age x. Okay. Now, in terms of x, if the father is 16 years older, how old would the father be in terms of x? So if he's 2, the father would be 80 now. That would be x plus 16. So whatever the son's age is, just add 16 to get the father's age. Now, if we look at 6 years ago, 6 years ago, you take your age, you minus 6. Okay. So 6 years ago, the father would be x plus 16 minus 6, and the son would be x minus 6. That would be 6 years ago. So this is kind of like just the table to organize all the information. Now, the relationship that is given to us is 6 years ago, he was 3 times as old as his son, which means that if you take his age, let's just simplify this to x plus 10, then the father's age, 6 years ago, the father's age is 3 times the son's age. So take the son's age and times it by 3, and that should give you the father's age. Okay, and that is then our equation to solve. So x plus 10 equals to 3x minus 18. Then we take our x's to the one side, and then minus 18 minus 10. Just going to continue somewhere else. So this is then negative 2x equals to negative 28, and divide both sides by x, so x is equal to 14. So the sun is now, find both their ages now. So the sun would be x, which is 14, and then the father would be 14 plus 16, so the father would be 30. Okay. So yeah, these age questions works with, if you like set up like a table, organize all the information, and then set up your relationship to solve for x. Now the last one, and these questions are quite straightforward, they're quite easy, because you just need to substitute the values into your formulas for perimeter or area or whatever they give you. So they don't normally give you this what do you call it, diagram. Sometimes you have to sketch that on your own, but a rectangle has an area of 8 meters, so we know that the area is 8 meters. Its width is 2 meters less than its length. So if they didn't give it, you obviously just start by drawing a rectangle. You make one of them x, either one, and then the width is 2 meters less, so then the length. So yeah, it makes sense to make the length x and then the width in terms of the length, so it's 2 meters less. So x minus 2 should give you the width. Okay, now find the dimensions of the rectangle. So if we know that the formula for the area is length times width, we have the length and the width in terms of x, so length times width. So in terms of x, we've got x times by, so let's multiply that in brackets, minus 2 equals to 8. Okay, length times width equals 8. Then we just solve for this. Now this is like that quadratic equation where we have to first put it in standard form. So we multiply it out, x squared minus 2x, and then we bring the 8 to the other side because we want everything to equal 0. Factorize it again. So it's going to be x minus 4x plus 2 equals to 0. So x is equal to 4, or x is equal to minus 2. Now you always have to check, does the answer make sense? Now obviously we can't have a negative 2 length, but the final answer would therefore be where x is equal to 4. Now it says find the dimensions, which means we actually need to find length and width. So the length would be equal to 4 meters, and the width would be 4 minus 2, so that would be 2 meters. And then we're done.